Welcome to Let's Fucking Chat. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Alex. Let's talk about some stuff.
What's up, Alex?
How's it going?
New week, new you.
Yeah. How's your week been?
It was very good. I had to work on Saturday, so I work here on the coast of Mississippi, and I was cashiering, so I was selling people tickets from 9:30 to about 4 o'clock. I was talking nonstop to people. Pretty sure I lost my voice and probably got COVID to the little speaker, but that's okay because, pay to play. So I just nonstop talked, got home, vegged on the couch, woke up again, did it today on a Monday. It's spring break season, so everyone and their mothers are out of their house. But I would say overall pretty good. I'm getting my braces tomorrow on my top teeth, so I'm not excited. I'm mentally preparing myself for this trauma that's about to be a very sore mouth and whatever else that may entail. So I'm thriving, as always.
If you're only getting the top portion done, that might actually be not that bad. It might actually feel really weird because so I had the top and the bottom done at the exact same time. So
oh wow,
all of my teeth were in pain. But if you only have the top portion at one point, I guess you can it might be a little bit better. But I don't know, because it also might be a lot worse because since both of them aren't in pain, your bottom one might hit your top teeth a little bit too hard because you can't tell it's going to be that painful.
Oh my goodness.
That's
true. And I honestly didn't even think about that. And he said later on they're gonna put bottoms later. He just said they're gonna do the tops first, and then I was like, oh great. But now I'm thinking, god damn it, now that you mentioned that, yeah, my mouth is gonna feel like shit because my bottom teeth are gonna hit my top. So
I don't know for sure. I think you'll probably end up getting used to it. It's the problem of, will your brain stop making you want to chew hard because it knows that that your top teeth are in pain, or is it just based on how likely that move is to hurt the thing that you're moving? So if you don't want to hurt your jaw, the bottom jaw, but that's not the one that's being hurt, then maybe your brain's just like, oh, chomp on that shit. But I think the other way around is you might adapt and you'll just be like, okay, I don't want to fucking close my mouth at all.
I will let you know next time we record how my post-op experience is tomorrow. I'm crying now just thinking about it, and I'm getting it done right at 9 a.m. So my whole day is just about to be really just great.
Ooh,
a great day.
Yeah. So you've already you've already put the goo stuff in your mouth?
No, I called the lady and I was like, yeah, I want to do the braces, and she's just like, all right, come with your payment on Tuesday, whatever. And I was like, all right. They honestly didn't tell me anything, didn't send me anything of what to expect, how I don't even know how long it's going to take, so I'm sure they'll tell me tomorrow.
While.
Really?
Yeah, at least a couple of hours for sure, I would say.
Oh man,
because
do they give you a break?
I mean, a lot of it is them working on other things. Them putting the stuff on you isn't going to take that long, but they have to do a lot of setup for it. Yeah, so
okay.
Them putting it on isn't going to be that painful at all. It's literally just that because the braces are working, once they're fastened and all that, it'll just start to hurt because it's just pulling your teeth.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to do, because it's working.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm so excited now. So enough about my braces that I'm going to get tomorrow. What about your week?
My week was, I feel like my week wasn't that busy. Oh yeah, I had someone come over because I recently bought life insurance. So
nice.
Yeah. I heard that it's a lot of people don't do it around my age. And my oldest brother, he works for a life insurance place. So I was like, you know what, I haven't invested in that, but I might as well. And why not? Because who knows when I'll die. So
That is true.
yeah. Also, the life insurance policy apparently is like, it kind of counts as like, it's also another type of savings account is the one that I have. So like it also like has properties that are very similar to an IRA, if I remember. So
Okay.
yeah, it'll accrue a lot of interest and stuff like that, or something like that. I don't remember the entirety of it, but I know that I have it. I know that it can only affect me positively, and I can afford it, so why not?
There you go. Invest in yourself.
Yeah. So last week, Friday, someone came over to my house to draw blood and take some samples, and that was interesting having someone in my house. But she was a very nice lady, and we got along very well, and that was being my normal happy self. I barely even remember last week, actually. Like, did any of it? I guess Corona is making weeks just mush together.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even remember what happened last week. I'll say that it was probably a pretty good week. I think I was working on some
That's
music
good.
too, so that's basically it. But
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I guess, not today, this week marks the 1 year that COVID became official in at least in the US. So, interesting times.
Yep. I think last week is a year from the first time that I went to a music festival and camped out.
Oh, wow. That's kind of depressing.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to do it again, but Corona's here. Gotta love it.
That is true.
Yeah.
Will you get vaccinated when you are allowed to?
Yeah, absolutely. I might as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Since everyone's gonna have to get vaccinated anyway, it's like I kind of hope that like they like refine the Johnson & Johnson one to make it a lot better, because I don't want to have to take two, because that just sounds annoying.
Oh, yeah, you don't like needles, so...
Yeah, I don't like needles at all. Yeah, the person who was drawing my blood, luckily, I'm better at it than I used to be. I'm way better. Before, I used to fight people, but I was young, so it was okay. And then I got a little bit...
Yeah, you can't be fighting them now.
Yeah, exactly. So I got a little bit older, then I was just like, all right, I can't fight these people, so I have to cope with it some other way. Yeah, so...
Yeah,
now,
that'd be embarrassing.
Now I just talk to them, and I'm like, all right, I just want to let you know that like, I'm not going to freak out. Like, usually I get like super, super tense and I just stop talking and like just focus. But I just tell them I'm not really good with needles. I won't freak out. I won't like, fall out or anything like that. I just don't like them. And then they're usually like, will talk me through it and they'll be like, okay, that's fine.
Aww.
And in a way it makes the interaction between the person a little bit easier too. Cause that's kind of like an icebreaker when you're talking, to not make that
that is
situation
true
awkward.
though.
Yeah. I am like the icebreaker king.
Oh, I'm sure they love you. I messaged you about my wrist, but I came home from a very great day and then I was drying. So we have these glass food storage containers. Why did I buy these when we first got married? Because I thought it was like hot shit or whatever, but we've like broken a few, lost a few. But anyways, I was drying this big container, right? Literally just drying it. It slipped out of my hands, fell on the kitchen island, bounced up, cut my wrist. I walk, at first I'm like, oh no, it's not that bad. But then I see the top of it and I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't know if that's bone, but like, it looks pretty deep. And then I like walk into the bathroom and my husband's literally like butt ass naked, like isn't even showered yet, and I'm just like, hi, I cut my wrist, I think it's kind of bad. He's like, no way. And I was like, I think I might need stitches or something. He's like, no, it's not that bad. He's like, FaceTime your mom and see what she says. So my mom's a nurse, so I FaceTime her. I'm like, hi mom. She's like, hi. And I'm like, yeah, I cut my wrist, look at it. And she's like, oh, Kelsey, yeah, I think you have to get stitches. Oh, by the way, my friend's here. Hey, Mary, her friend, look at Kelsey's wrist, and she's also a nurse. And she's like, oh yeah, that looks deep on the top. You should go get stitches now for that. And I was like, okay, thank you guys. I love you, mom. I'll let you know how it goes. But went to the urgent care, pretty chill. Got the little numbing shot. That hurt like really bad. Like that was like the most uncomfortable thing I've ever felt. Like compared to like getting a shot. Like it felt like pressure just on my wound, but then it got numb and then he just like stitched me up and I'm going back Thursday to get the stitches out, but it's just like don't buy glass to store your food in. Yeah, it might be cool, but it's like one foul swoop and boom, you're cut up. So yeah, that was a fun day, fun evening, honestly. Yeah, so looks like I tried to kill myself, but I didn't. So
yeah, I saw that picture. I was like, holy crap, you're in a way you're kind of lucky because it didn't hit the vital. Slitting your wrist is very, very like it's one of those easier ways to end your life. So I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, holy crap. Did you take a picture of it? Huh?
No, okay, I did not take a photo of it like when I cut it, because like the part that has the stitches is literally open. Like, it was really bad. Even though like doctor's like, let me look at it first to make sure you didn't cut like an artery so you don't have to go to the ER. And he's like, oh, you didn't, so we can stitch it up. But yeah, I'm very lucky. Didn't cut anything like super major, honestly, though. I don't know how people can like cut their own wrist to like end their life, because just cutting my wrist off that glass, it was not comfortable at all. So
I would imagine so.
I don't know. But yeah.
Wow, that's insane. That reminds me of the time that my brother, he cut his it's the web between your thumb and your forefinger.
Oh, okay, that sucks.
Yeah, and so like he was basically, it was a long time ago. I think I was around like probably like 11, 10. And we were just in the house, and my brother was trying to eat one of the one of those like Chef Boyardee cans.
Oh goodness!
And you know the ones that you can pull, like the cans that you don't need a can opener. Yeah, he had his hand above there, and then when he pulled it, it sliced it.
Ooh.
And so like he comes to me and he like yelled, and he's like, "Holy shit! I think I cut myself." And I looked at it and I was like, you're fine. And for some reason, my brain was like, he just put ketchup on his hand. And then he went to the bathroom, and then he started like washing it. And then I kind of like stumbled in because I was like, all right, let's see what's going on. And then I just saw blood just continuously rushing down the drain, and then like white, and then like the white. And then I was like, okay, I should probably call mom. And then,
oh my god.
Yeah, I called my mom and I was like, oh, hey, where are you? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm at work. We're on our way. And I'm like, oh, well, cut his hand. And you might need to help. And she like immediately comes to the door. Like, I'm like, like it was like one of those like mom times.
Yes.
And like somehow she just immediately just appears at the door. I'm like, hey, hand is cut. Help. Knock, knock, knock. All right, where is he?
I'm here.
Yeah, I am here. I'm
Say
like,
no more.
Oh my gosh.
You're like, holy shit, mom, where did you come from? But thank you.
Yeah, but thank you, exactly. But yeah, he got some stitches as well, and I've never gotten stitches. I've split in a way.
Hate it.
I've split open the top of my head, but it wasn't that much. Like, it wasn't that big of a split. It was like a pretty small split. As far as I remember, it was just a very simple, like one of those like things that they could just glue. It was one of those. Also, did you hear about the new stitches that they have? Or that they're working with or whatever. It's like, so instead of like going inside of your skin, it's like adhesive, so it sticks to your skin, and then they like pull it together, and so it will like, attach the skin that way rather than going inside of the skin.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why we've never thought about that before. Just putting it together, tape it.
I don't know why either.
Yeah, the old dad trick.
For real though, like, wow. I said for real.
Yeah, the old dad trick. You can fix everything with tape.
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay, so we had a movie to watch, and you had already watched it, but I had not, and I wanted to watch it at some point, so I used this kind of weekly thing into a reason to do so, is to watch it. And we watched Uncut Gems. And I'll just first I want you to just give me your your summary of how you feel about the movie, and then we'll go into like the questions that I prepared. Okay,
so I actually did rewatch the movie because I forgot what honestly happens, and it's really good. The story, I forgot the storyline about the main character is just ins and outs, and also the other side characters, the dynamic he has with the side characters is just, it's a lot and it's very interesting, and the ending's just so good. So I thought it was good. It's a good movie.
I was not a fan of it at all.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I didn't like it much. Like I didn't like.
Wow.
It was entertaining, but the ending really just made me annoyed with it.
Yeah.
And like there were no redeemable, like every character. Like my problem with it was just like every character was a dick. The only characters that were not a dick was probably just Julia and probably the family. They didn't seem much like dicks or anything like that, but everyone else was just dick. It was just like the main character, he's a dick. The fucking all these like characters, and then they just ended off on like a death, and it's just like, okay, well, dang. By the way, spoiler alert. These should already be said. Maybe one day. By the way, this is just a tangent, but maybe one day we will, when we have like a lot more content to do and stuff like that, we'll have like the podcast about like regular stuff and the podcast about like movies, like two separate podcasts, so that people don't have to actually, sit through movie spoilers if they don't want movie spoilers to enjoy the content. Does that make sense?
True.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay, but anyway, and then the entire movie is just about like, oh, this guy just has a bad life, and it sucks. And right when it's about to get good, fuck him.
Boom.
Yeah.
Over.
So yeah, I didn't really like it. I like it a lot. Especially him dying at the end. It just made me feel as a viewer that watching everything that I had watched and all this struggle, it just meant nothing.
Was for nothing.
Yeah, it meant absolutely nothing. I guess the only positive is that Julia got the money, and I think Julia would probably be my favorite character, just because she's like the only one that's not a piece of shit.
I don't know. Is she really not a piece of shit? I mean,
not really.
She's sleeping with a married man, and she works with him too.
I think so. It would be the married man's fault whether or not someone is it's the person who is breaking the adultery, which is the adulterer. I think that the person on the other end, maybe she just fell in love with him, which that's what it seems like. So if he's willing to give his like heart to her, and she happens to be in a relationship, that I wouldn't consider her the bad person in that scenario. I would consider him the bad person.
That's true though, but like she also knows about his family, because he calls her one night and is like, yeah, my wife, she was bitching hard about something, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and she knows about the wife too. Like it seems like that's like it's one of those things where I think what they were trying to hint at was that the marriage, they kind of wanted to split it apart, but they didn't want to like split it apart because for the kids, and they wanted to do it at some point, but they just didn't. They wanted to keep it together, but both the wife and him knew about Julia, so that So it was an obvious, like, I don't think Julia was the problem in this situation. It was more just him and those people were dealing with. Yeah, Julia was just the best, and The Weeknd came on to her, and she was like, "Nah, fam." That's all I'm saying. Like
the fucking Weeknd.
He gets mad for no reason, and then he's like, "Go kill." He's basically saying like, I think he even said, "Go fuck yourself." And then like she still comes to help in his aid. Like she is the Bamf
She's still
of the movie.
Begging for him to take her back.
Yeah, because she loves him, and I think that's all. I think that's dope, and it's like the only like pure-hearted thing that happened in that entire movie. Basically, everything else was just chaotic shit.
Yes, very chaotic energy.
Very, extremely. Yeah, that's the reason why I was like not a big fan. Just because like everybody was just a dick, and like Julia, who was the least, who was the most pure-hearted, probably got like probably got the worst end of the stick in a way. Because not only does the person like she had to deal with him like basically saying go fuck yourself when nothing even happened, when he just kind of was getting antsy over nothing. Not only did she have to deal with that, but he's also dead. So she has to deal with the person who she finally got back together. She finally got him to cool down and accept her, and then he's like dead. It's like apparently fuck Julia. That's what this movie is. Just fuck Julia.
That's true. Honestly though, I don't know. Like you say, she had this short end. Like she did in The Way of Love, but it's like, my girl walked away with like all
Yeah,
of
she did
that
get the
money.
Yeah.
Like all of that money, and barely, she didn't even get caught because like she had that weird creepy old guy get it for her.
Yeah.
When he's like carrying the bags, like, oh my god, did he murder
Yeah,
Julia?
I thought he
and then he's
murdered
like, here
her.
you go, baby.
I was gonna be
and
so
she's just in the
pissed.
limo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even that, like, I see personally, and maybe it's a personal thing, but I'm not a very like money person. So usually I always like put like happiness over money, like in like all instances, even if it's like, oh hey, your entire life would be chill, but you would not be that happy. It's like, nah, I'm going with the happiness. So like in that scenario, if like I found out that my lover died, I probably wouldn't give a shit about that money. I guess it'd be great to have after like a year of me mourning, but
True.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, apparently fuck Julia. I know that there were I feel like out of everyone, she would have to be the one who got the hardest into the stick. The wife and him
I will agree with you.
Yeah, the wife and him we're trying to split up anyway. She basically admitted that she hated him. You know, of course she's going to feel something against him, his death and all that. But you know, it wasn't a love connection with them. It was just like more of like a friendly connection with them, basically. You know.
Yeah.
Whereas with Julia,
like I'm dealing with you.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that actually, yeah, Julia is the one who got the like shortest end of the stick. She was just great.
I will agree with you.
Good. Okay, so the very first question that I made, I don't know why, but I was just wondering, do you watch movies with subtitles? Do you use the subtitles?
Absolutely not. They're so distracting, so annoying. I hate them so much. So no.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's... I actually like subtitles a lot. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I can watch a movie without subtitles. It's perfectly normal for me. But I don't even want to blame it on me usually watching anime. And anime, usually you have to watch it with subtitles. I don't want to blame it on that because I know that I watched... Like, even while I was getting into anime, I still liked movies with subtitles. It's just a lot easier to, like... not have to focus too much on like what somebody is saying when you can just tell right below it, and it's not that like that much of an eyesore seeing words below it. So like me personally, I really like subtitles because it's like, okay, what are they trying to say right now? Because everybody has different accents. You know, someone might have a thicker accent than another person.
That is true, though.
Maybe there's like sounds around that like you kind of miss or whatever. It's just like if there's subtitles, I know for a fact I'm not gonna miss anything that's said.
I just think they're too distracting. Just like turn the volume up. But like I will put them on if there are different accents involved. But like for the most part, I'm like crank the volume up, trying to read the words, and like I feel like when I read the words, I'm missing like everything that's happening. So I don't like subtitles at all.
You'll love anime though.
I avoid them at all costs. Like no.
To be fair, you can watch anime like dubbed and all that. Like although the
true,
anime
though.
community will shit on you, who cares? You know, like even
if
though
I'm
they'll
trying
shit
to
on
watch
you,
a
who cares?
movie, I want to watch it dubbed because if I don't, I'm gonna forget everything because I was too busy reading the subtitles.
Yeah, it's something that you get used to, and I think I do have to admit that there are some times that like what the person said, like the translation is very long, and you have to focus on finishing that to read that, and then like you don't really get what's on the front, like what they're doing. But that's very rare because speaking is very like idea oriented in a way. I don't know if that's the proper term, but it's just like they say something on the screen and I'm still looking at the screen as I'm reading, so I can just kind of like look and see the important parts of what they said, and then look back at the screen and stuff like that. But those are only coping mechanisms. I totally understand why people would be against subtitles, absolutely, especially in anime, because that it is pretty, you know, a lot of work. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
So we're on opposite ends of the subtitle spectrum.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of subtitles. I really like subtitles. Okay, so to my second question, I don't think these were in any specific order, but I did like make them as I was watching the movie. So these are as they came up in my head. Would you consider Howard a bad person? Howard's the main character for anyone who has not seen it in a while or something like that.
That is a very hard question. I'm in the middle. It's to me a yes and no, but I'm gonna say more on the yes side because he's almost in a way very selfish because he, as you find out in the movie, he's kind of like fucked over a lot of people because he owes lots of people money. He gets KB's ring, his Celtics ring or whatever it is, I don't know, the championship ring, immediately goes to the pawn and pawns it off, and he's like, don't worry, I'll get it. And then you see him do like 3 billion other deals and has this gem, and really he just cares about the money and making all these bets to get in a way just more money, and has fake Rolexes. So honestly, yes, I think he's kind of a bad person. He treats his wife like shit, he treats Julia like shit, he just treats everyone and everything like shit to like get what he wants, you know?
Yeah. I could agree with that. He's very irresponsible, and I would absolutely consider him like, if like on the spectrum, if there was a spectrum from good to bad, he would be further on the bad side. I think that like, he fucked over more people than anything. And if the movie did end in a positive way, like if it did end like, you know, in the positive route, then all that would have happened was that his life would have gotten better, not really anybody else's. Like everybody would have just gotten paid back, and that's it, like at most. So yeah, I feel like this entire movie was very selfish on his part. It's what it seems. And he ended up fucking over so many people because of it, and other people fucked him over because of it.
Yes, I think we can both agree he's more on the bad side and selfish and fucked everyone up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not that type of person.
Me too.
Another question that me and my roommate actually had an argument about, which is, do you think that he was addicted to gambling?
Oh, yes, for sure. He definitely was. Like I said, he owed so many people money.
Do you think that his problem in this movie was that he was addicted to gambling? So the amount of debt that he got into was that because of gambling, or was just gambling like a side thing? It's just like
gambling.
Do you think that he just
is his problem?
I don't know. They never really specifically said that he had a gambling problem, and it seemed like his problem was only that he owed a lot of people money, so he wanted to gamble to get that money for them. That's what it seemed.
Yeah, but I guess like he just owed so many people so much money, so like he had to repay it all somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I guess, but it's like when you accumulate all that debt, like you definitely have a problem placing really
absolutely.
Big bad bets. So
I think that he is financially irresponsible, but I don't know if I would consider his big problem to be a gambling problem. It just seems like that's just his way of trying to fix things that are broken, but it's not the reason why the things are broken.
Okay, yeah, I see that point. It's hard to tell because they only show you one snippet of this character's life, so you don't know how long this gambling has been going on for. You just see this one snippet.
I really hated that part, like that of the movie, that like they just kind of like throw you in, like there's not really a lot of explanation. It's just a lot of like implications, and like some implications are like are very hard to understand and stuff like that. I don't know who he is. Like, I don't know what...
Yeah, we don't really have his backstory.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know... Like, I don't even know his relationship with his is it his brother-in-law or whatever? Like, I don't even know that relationship. It just seems like he's, like, his brother-in-law or whatever wants money from him, and he needs to get it. Like, that's all I understand. I don't understand anything else.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. I remember, like, when I was rewatching it, I was like, oh, snap. Like, when they had the Passover, I'm like, that, he knows him? Like, after he just, like, threw him in a trunk? Like, what? Hello? Yeah, I think, it's a weird, like, we don't know for sure if he's been gambling for, like, 10 years, or like he just is now getting into gambling. But I feel like if you already have a bookie, like a private bookie, and like you're already dropping like so much money, like it's been something that's been going on for a while.
Yeah. He probably has some problems with gambling, probably. But yeah, I don't know. I was very upset by how little information they gave me on like everything. So I couldn't care less about him, basically. Like I was basically when I was watching the movie, I was thinking about like Click. Have you ever watched Click?
Yes.
Okay, so I was thinking like that, like they'd probably have some ending that's very similar to Click, where like it's a tearjerker, and Click is a funny movie. It's a comedy, but near the end it makes you like actually like feel some emotions. So I was like, oh, maybe like this movie will do the same, and like nope. They didn't give me enough information and like enough like setting to even feel anything, and I didn't like that.
Do you know what's crazy? I feel like they gave more information about the fucking gem than they did the main character's like gambling background.
Yeah.
Like honestly.
Yeah. It was very upsetting. I'm not a big fan of the movie. That's like the first movie that I can ever say that I specifically just didn't like.
Wow.
Yeah. To be fair, though, like, yeah, I'm not the type of person to be very like critical of movies. Like, as long as it entertains me, I'm usually okay with it. But yeah, I'm very opinionated about this movie, and I don't even know why. It just made me really upset when it ended. I was just like, "Fuck you!" I was like, "Fuck you, movie!" Like, yeah. And then his brother, like, and they didn't even like resolve that though. Like they killed him. And that was the end of the movie. They didn't show the aftermath or anything. Fuck that movie.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so the third question, which we kind of already talked about, but did Julia do anything wrong? And I think we can all agree, no.
Yeah.
Julia was probably the best character in the movie. I think that... I don't even know what she does.
She works at the jewelry shop with him. She's trying to recruit the Weeknd to go to their jewelry shop and buy.
Oh, was that what she was? I thought she was selling cocaine. Yes. I thought she was trying to sell stuff. That's what I felt.
Alex.
I don't know. Are you sure? Like,
were you not paying attention? Okay.
So I know that
her at the club with the Okay, no. The first thing that we meet her, the first time we meet her, he goes into the apartment, wakes her up, and she's like, "Look, Howie, look at these photos I took of this new up-and-coming artist called The Weeknd." He's like, "Ugh, what the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
That's the first time we see her. Then we see her in the shop, but then, like, that scene where, like, they have the fight at the Weeknd concert, like, they were in the bathroom, but I'm pretty sure she was like, all we were doing was coke. Like, he never, like, I wasn't fucking him. Like, just doing coke, and, like, she was trying to close a deal for The Weeknd to come to their jewelry shop and, like, spend lots of money there. So, like, she was Howie's, like, side chick / like photographer hustler / jewelry consultant. Yeah.
Okay.
I think she is the best character now. Like, she actually had more like backstory to her now that I think about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, wow.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what, like, because why would you ask somebody to come to a jewelry store in the bathroom? It was my question.
Because she was trying to close the deal with him.
What? Like, there's not really a deal to, like, say, hey, come to a store.
Yes, there is, Alex. It's a part of the retail bullshit. You have to build a good relationship. Be like, oh, hey, yeah, remember, my name's Julia. Here's my number. Here's a shop. Come in, buy some, like, sick-ass chains now that you have some money.
I feel like that's not really a deal. If like when I'm thinking about, like...
It's not called a deal. It's called just, like, getting the person to come in and buy.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a difference between, like, you know, I wouldn't, like... Because she specifically said I was trying to close a deal, right? So, like, when I'm thinking it in my head, like, what is a deal? Like, I wouldn't consider somebody saying, hey, you should totally come to our shop as a deal.
That is closing the deal. That's a part of the deal.
What's the deal here? It's I might come to your shop. Like, that's...
Oh my, yes, that is the essence of retail / getting a deal, aka making money, aka making the sale, making your quota, getting that fat commish is like, you know, seeing The Weeknd, going to his concert, snorting cocaine in the bathroom. Like I said, being like, hey, The Weeknd, come to my shop on 34th and 12th. We have some sick ass chains and some jewelry I think you might like. I'll personally, Julia, be there to help you find what you want and need. Here's my number. Here's my card. You know?
So, like, usually... Because, like, okay, so I guess this is also what I'm thinking. A deal usually has, like, it's a two-party thing. So that means that one party is promising one thing to the other, and the other is promising one thing to them. That is what a deal is. That is how you make a deal.
Okay, that is a deal in, like, logical... real terminology. A deal, I'm telling you, in retail is getting the person to even come into your jewelry shop and even look around. That's a part of the whole deal for retail. Getting their name, making a connection, getting them in the shop, getting them to look around, selling them a product, and then closing the real deal. Okay?
But you would consider asking them to come to your store a deal.
Yes, that is a part of the deal.
All right. Comments, people who are listening, please. I don't know, because I'm not entirely sure. But I feel like I wouldn't think that if somebody said deal to me. So if anybody, who is right? Like
I am right. Okay.
You probably are. You probably are right.
Building character and a relationship, whatever. I think that's what rapport means. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But that is a part of fucking retail, Alex. I want to choke you right now.
But I wouldn't call it a deal, though.
So what would you call it then? Getting them their foot in the door?
Basically, if anything, I would say something like a favor. I was getting the favor, or I was getting a client, or I was trying, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say, oh, I was wrapping up the deal, like, because a deal means that I'm giving them something as well.
Okay, fine. I will come to this conclusion with you. Fine. Julia is, like you said, or like I said, whatever. She is getting The Weeknd's foot in the door to her retail store, but that is a part of the overall deal for retail. Okay. That's one small step of completing the deal.
Okay.
But it got ruined because Howie came in, ruined it for her, and then they fought in the street. So there was no deal.
Okay, like, we're gonna have to agree to disagree here.
I guess so.
I will grant you that you are probably right. You are probably right, but in my head there's something wrong and I don't like it. So
oh my god.
I can't agree with you fully, but probably you were right. You are probably right. I'm not on your side, but you're probably right.
I literally want to punch you in the fucking face. Like, oh my god. It's fine though. It's fine.
Yeah. Either way, Julia is still best character. So,
fine. I will definitely agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, the fourth question is, how did you feel at the end of the movie?
Like I said, I watched this before, probably like 2019, but I was literally in bed. It was like 1 a.m. when I finished the movie. When he gets shot, I forgot about that, and he like just falls back down after winning. I was like, what? What? This was the ending that I forgot about? I remember it was something big, but like not this big. So I would say I was just in utter shock and also like disappointment. So yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Shock and disappointment.
Yeah, I was less shocked because I didn't care, but a lot of disappointment. It was just like, well, damn. And it was even more disappointing when they just didn't follow up after that. It was just, oh, he's dead now.
I know.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Go fuck yourself, movie. Yeah, that's like the only thing I can say for the end of the movie. It was just very like disappointing.
Disappointment is a good word.
Yeah, exactly. So so I'm going to switch up some parts of the question because I feel like the next question should be the last one. So the sixth question, which is now the fifth one, is: do you believe that The Rock had powers?
I really don't think so. I think it was just like a placebo effect that like KB had. Like, oh, I played my best game because this weird rock. But it's like, you played good games before the rock, so...
That's fair.
No. But... I don't think it had really magical powers. It just had a fake, like, monetary value. Because, like, he could have made that rock at, like, Michael's. Like, you don't really know where we see where it comes from. But, like, I'm just saying, like, he could have, like, bought a rock at, like, one of those, like, geo places that you, like, break a rock with a hammer. Mm-hmm. So it's, like, okay, so yes and no. Maybe, like, the real power it had was, like
the real power is the friends we made along the way.
Right. Is like the monetary value that it had, because money's power. So yes and no.
I think that maybe they were trying to hint at it, because if it didn't have powers, then that entire scene of him looking at the rock and then it like going inside the rock and like showing this like beautiful like mystical like animation just seems just unimportant now. Like, it just was like, why did they put that in the movie? And they were probably just like, in my mind, if it didn't have any magic powers, then they were just doing that to pad time. Because that literally offered nothing else. All he had to do, like that didn't even make me feel like, oh, he's gonna do better at the game tonight. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, like if it didn't have magical powers, I would have just been like, oh yeah, it's a placebo, or it's a lucky thing. Like, we'll just say, yeah, it's very lucky, but I wouldn't say it had powers. So them showing that scene, maybe it was like, oh, maybe it did have powers. And also, when the main character Howard was looking into it the next time, that's when everything started turning upward. That's when everything started like actually working out for him. So that's why I was like, maybe it did have powers. Yeah.
Maybe not so powers, but like a good like transition for Howard's character development in the movie.
Yeah, but the question is, was it The Rock making that like transition? Even though he didn't really even change.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The Rock probably didn't have. Yeah, The Rock probably didn't have any magical powers, and it was just really. What did it have to do with Uncut Gems? What does that even mean?
I mean, okay, so it's a gem, but like, I guess it wasn't like. Let me look this up. What does an uncut gem mean? Well, you know, like how you have like diamonds, how they're like cut out and like refined, but it's like, it was like a pure gem that wasn't like cut. Like you could see all the like, the rock was still in it. Like the actual gem was still in the rock.
Isn't it Uncut Gems with like a
True, with an S.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's gems. It's a plural form.
Yeah,
of gems.
plural.
Because the first time I heard it, like in my head, I thought it was like him being like a drug guy and like a drug trafficker or whatever, and like that was like the important part of the movie, and like part of the drugs is that them like selling diamonds or whatever, and like that would be Uncut Gems. But it only seems like it's one gem plus maybe others because it's a jewelry store. But I don't know. I feel like that name is just so misleading and just not right.
You're just like, no.
I don't know. After they gave me that really shitty ending, I'm just looking for every reason to hate it, honestly.
Yeah, I can tell. You're very anti this movie.
It was a really bad movie, honestly. Like.
So I feel like your rating's gonna be like a 1 then.
Yeah, so what would you rate the movie out of 5 was the actual 5th question, but it is now the 6th question.
Okay.
Yeah, you go first.
I feel like I said, we already know yours. It's a 1. But like, before we talked about it, I'm gonna say it's like a 4. After we talk about it, it's like a 3.
Well, I'll surprise you in that I would actually probably give it like a 2. So like.
Okay.
Because probably to make it feel better for me, it was just changing up the ending. Like it wasn't that many things that needed to be changed to be a good movie for me. So like, because 3 would be the neutral answer, it'd probably be like 1 under neutral, because it's like you just needed to change one thing. I didn't really like the ending, but in reality, all you had to do, you didn't even have to change that he like got shot. all you had to do was just show me the aftermath, and I probably would have been a lot more, okay with that, because I would have felt more closure. I would have felt a lot of more closure by the end of the movie if they gave me some sort of like aftermath. But without that aftermath, it was just like them sticking a middle finger at me. It's just like, okay, well, I don't know what happens next. Now it's me guessing, but it's not like they're gonna have a new movie. It's just really So yeah, I would give it a 2. It could be a lot better. It's not a horrible movie. I would watch it again if I had a friend who wanted to watch it. I would watch it while high, even though I still think that high me would be very annoyed with the movie. But yeah, it's not a horrible movie. It's just not a good movie. There.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. Like, they just needed to add like something to the ending. At least tell us what Julia does.
Yeah, that's all you had to tell me was what Julia. I felt so bad for Julia after all this shit, and like they didn't even show me her like realizing this and like
she's
having to figure it
dead.
out. Like, yeah. Wait, did you say she's dead?
No, I was saying like he's dead.
Yeah, he's
she
dead.
Doesn't
Yeah,
even know.
Exactly. And they just ended off right there. And like, what happens? Like the guy, the guy who killed both of them. Like, is he gonna get caught? Like,
I know. Do they get out of the jewelry store?
Yeah, do they get out?
Because there's that thing still in the door, I think. So it's like, what? Who finds them the next morning? Like, hello?
Yeah, and how does the family react? I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of unanswered questions.
Lots of unanswered questions that are brought on.
Too many.
Yeah, way too many. Exactly. That's my only problem with the movie. Honestly. I mean that's all. That's all. Basically all the questions. I think that the last question was technically what was the main problem for Halbert, but we already talked about that, which was like him being extremely financially irresponsible, and he's a dick.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I think I had a question also that was like, what was your favorite and your worst worst character, like your least favorite character?
Ooh, that's hard. I mean, considering the only real main characters were probably obviously Howie, but I guess like Kevin Garnett you could maybe see, but really only Julia and Adam Sandler, aka Howard, are the only real ones. So I'd say my favorite's Julia and the worst is Adam Sandler.
Oh, it didn't have to be it doesn't have to be a main character. It can be any character. What was your favorite and least favorite? If there was like a taco stand guy that you liked, then that would be your favorite.
Okay, so then the grandpa who he makes pay like $194,000 for the gym.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I don't remember his name, but yeah.
Or I think that's like his father-in-law, something with a G. I don't remember, but he was my favorite because he's just so cute, and like I guess I'll help you raise the price of like the auction for this gem, but I don't want to have to pay. And then he ends up paying like $195,000 for it, and he's like, fuck you. And then he was probably my favorite because he was so cute. And then for real though, my least favorite is like the main character.
Yeah.
Howie. He was so fucking annoying. I forgot how annoyed I was at his character. Just watching the movie, I just skipped through some scenes because I was like, I can't listen to this shit.
Yeah. So we all know my favorite character would be Julia. I actually kind of agree with you that the pops was pretty dope. It was very unfortunate that he had to pay for that. It was very obvious that was going to happen.
Oh yes,
but
for sure.
Yeah, the fact that he had to pay for that. I don't even know if he's gonna even get that money back now since the guy died. I can't. Well, let's not talk about that. Okay, we're beating a dead horse. But yeah, Julia would be my favorite, and yeah, I would agree with you. Howard is my least favorite. He was just a dick. He was a dick, and he never did anything good. And he was kind of like, the only thing he did that was good was trying to fix the bad that he did. And he ended up having to pay the ultimate price for it because for some reason his brother-in-law was with those crazy people for some reason and just didn't care to say anything about anything.
I know.
And then they like killed both of them for some reason. Yeah, fuck Howard. Yeah, he's my least favorite character.
Not my fave.
Yeah, that's basically that's all the things that I have to say about the movie, honestly.
Oh goodness. It's an interesting movie. I mean, I would recommend it to anyone that wants like a nice movie that's kind of a thriller, but also you won't really know a lot of info if you think about it, and you'll fucking hate the ending. So yeah.
Yep. Maybe somebody will like it. Apparently it has a 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It has a 91. Can you believe that?
I can't. maybe we're missing something. Yeah, Metacritic 91, 7.4 out of 10. I think that people just honestly, I think that like a large portion of the number was just the clout that he has, honestly.
Oh yeah, Adam Sandler already, and it's like a new character for him. Like, he's from New York, I think. So, I mean, if you don't really think about the movie and you just watch it for what it is, it's really good. But like as we talk about him, like that movie fucking sucked.
Yeah, the audience rating, it looks like, is a 2.9%.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's extremely different than everything else. The audience score in Uncut in Rotten Tomatoes is 52, but the tomato meter, which are the critics, that's a 91. Yeah, so I think it's just basically because Adam Sandler is on the movie, so it gets to be high, and it was like one of his first movies out when he started doing things again, I think.
True.
Yeah, so honestly, that's kind of shitty. For it's like, oh, it's good because he hasn't made a movie in a long time. But yeah, it looks like the audience score is the one that like probably makes the most sense. It was kind of a shitty movie.
Yeah, it kind of was. Also, his father-in-law, his name on the movie was Gooey, so...
Gooey.
Yeah.
Interesting name.
Isn't that cute? Oh, what a good / bad movie. So, for this next movie, I'm going to pick... It's called I Care a Lot, and it's on Netflix. Don't look at anything else just besides that. I Care a Lot, and... It was released on September 12th, 2020 in Canada. So I don't know when it was released in the US, but I think it's pretty new. So actually, okay, so January 14th, 2021 is when it was released to us USers. So yeah, we'll see.
Oh, so it's like super, super new, basically.
Yeah, to us. So we'll watch it.
Yeah. Do you have any things that you're gonna be doing in the future? Because like with when it comes to LF chat or Let's Effing Chat or anything else, do you have any personal projects that you're looking forward to in the future?
No, just want to get these braces. Just want to finish my spring semester so I can have a little break. Nothing much. I made some meatball subs for dinner tonight, and they were so fucking good. I've never had one before, but it was just like so good. So, they were so good.
There's also that we might have a in-person
oh yes
in the near future. So
it'll end of April.
Yeah, by the end of apparently around the end of April, we'll have a actual like camera with people in it, podcast. I think that'd be very, very fun.
Thanks for joining our conversation.
Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.
And we will see you in the next chat.